Hello class, this is a video tutorial on increasing or decreasing by a percentage. There are really two methods to increase or decrease an amount by a percentage. It really just involves long multiplication or column multiplication using decimals. So the method one, I'll demonstrate first, where we are going to add or subtract after finding the percentage. So we've already seen how to calculate percentages of amounts. So if we're going to increase $25 by 20%, the first thing we need to do is find 20% of $20. So we're looking for 0.2 times $25. Okay, we've already done this many times. We're going to make this into a whole number, which is 2 times 25, which we can multiply. 2 times 25 is 50. But since we've multiplied by that 10, we need to divide out that 10. So this gives us 5. But now that we have $5, which is 25%, $20 of $25, the increase component of this is really just taking the $25 and adding in the amount that we've just calculated. So adding this in, we're just really adding, let's make a nice color here. We are adding in that $5 we've just calculated. So after the increase, we get $30. And that there is how we increase. So we really just find the percentage first and then just add it on. I'm going to move to this one where it's decreasing with a slightly harder percentage calculation, but really it's the exact same thing. So it's going to be 0.35. This is 35% of 55, so 35% of 55. This means we need to multiply this by 100 to make it a whole number. And this we need a column multiplication. So I'm going to do this below here. So 35 times 55, which we can calculate. 5 times 5 is 25. 3 times 5 is 15, plus 2 is 17. Now we are finished with this 5. We are now moving to this 5 here, which is just 50. And so we do the same process. 5 times 5 is 25, so 5 and carry the same 2. 3 times 5 is 15, plus the 2 is 17. Adding everything together, going by column, 5 plus 0 is 5. 7 plus 5 is 12. This gives us 2 plus 7 is 9. And then 1 plus nothing is 1. This gives us the number 1,925. But since we've multiplied by that 100, we are going to divide by 100. So that moves the decimal place 2 spaces. 1, 2. This gives us 19.25. So this first step is finding 35% of this amount. And then the next step is just subtracting it because it is a decrease. So this becomes 55. I'm going to write it as 55.00 minus 19.25. And this is just a column subtraction now. For this, I'm going to borrow from this one. So this is now going to be considered as a 4. And that 1 is going to be here. I'm going to treat this as 100 minus 25. This gives me 0.75. And now then I continue. 4 take away 9. That can't be done. So I'm going to borrow again from here and treat this as if it were 14. 14 take away 9. It's going to be 5. Which leaves us with 4 take away 1. That gives us 3. So our final answer here, after the decrease, so 55 decreased by 35 is going to be 35.75 kilograms. That's all there really is to it. It's the same procedure of finding the percentage of the amount and then adding it if it is increasing and subtracting it if it is decreasing. So at this point you can pause and give this a go yourself. And yeah, let's just answer these last two examples. So here we go. Increasing this by 2%, 0.02 of the amount we are looking for. Now remember, we want this to become a whole number. Makes it a lot easier. We're timesing this by 100. This becomes 2 times 123. This one's fairly straightforward because it's just doubling 123. This becomes 2, 4, 6. But since we've multiplied by 100, we need to divide by 100. 2.46. And so we have found 2% of this amount. And so now we do a subtraction. It'll be 123.00 minus 2.46. And so this is now the easier part. For this, I'm going to borrow the 1 and give it to this to make it 100. This 3 is now just a 2. So it's 100 minus 46. This will give us, this adds up to 10. And then to add up to 10 again, so since we've borrowed, this would be 54 to add up to the 100. And so now we just have 122 minus 2, which gives us 120. Oh, I apologize. This should have been an add. In either case, it's the same idea, add or subtract. Let's just change this. Let's just quickly recalculate this. It's not so difficult to redo this. It's actually a lot easier by adding. This will give us 0.46, give us the 5. There we go. So this is, with an increase, it should have been an add. I apologize there. In any case, it's rather straightforward when it comes to adding or subtracting. For the last one here, we're going to decrease this time. So this is definitely a subtract. 173 by 72%. So the first thing we do is find that 72% of 173. Once again, same method, multiplying this by 100 to give us 72 times 173. And for this, we just do a column multiplication. So 72 times 1, should switch this around. 173 times 72. So here we go. 3 times 2, 6. 7 times 2 is 14. Carry the 1. 1 times 2 is 2. Plus the 1 gives us 3. We're finished multiplying by the 2. Putting the 0 to make this a 70. 7 times 3 is 21. Carry the 2. 7 times 7 is 49. Plus the 2, so 49 plus 2 gives us 51. So 1, carry the 5. And lastly, 1 times 7 is 7. 7 plus 5 is 12. Adding these together gives us 12456. So this will give us 12456. But since now we are since we have multiplied by that 100, we are going to divide back that 100. This moves the decimal place 2 spaces like so. This gives us 124.56. And at this point, we are really just doing a subtraction because this is a decrease. So 173.00 minus 124.56. And at this point, it's just a subtraction. So for this, I'm going to borrow that 1 to make this 100. This is now a 2. And so 100 minus 56, that will give me 44. It's a little easy there. 2 take away 4. That can't be done straight away, so I'm going to borrow here. This is now going to be a 6. And we give that 1 to this to make this a 12. So 12 take away 4 gives me 8. And then it's 6 take away 2, which is 4. And 1 take away 1, which is 0. So the final answer here is 48.44. So decreasing this by 72% is 48.44. So I hope that gave you an insight into the manual method of calculating an increase or decrease by a percentage. As you can see, it's really just find the percentage and then add if it is an increase. And for decrease, it's the same thing where we find the percentage first and then we subtract. Hope to see you in the next video where we do another or a slight variation of this method. So hope to see you then. Best of luck.